You talk about the defense, and the Steelers have always had a reputation as one of the best and most clutch defenses in the NFL, and then you talk about Ben Roethlisberger. The guy knows when to come up clutch and knows how to win. And to be honest, I think that's an excellent, excellent opportunity for the Steelers. Ben Roethlisberger, he's not going to let this opportunity down for a third Super Bowl ring, and his numbers are comparing almost to Tom Brady all of a sudden after this Super Bowl will be over. I'm going to say the Steelers win 45-38. It will be a shootout, however. All right, so let's go on to our next subject, shall we? Jermaine O'Neal, the big man, he's been injured over the last pretty much all year. He's been injured, and the guy has. Is there any concerns for you at all? I mean, the guy has been injured, and there's not a lot of debt all of a sudden.
Yes, because he's a great shot blocker, and he can also, at times, take you off a jump shot. He's still got that little turnaround jump shot, and he provides good depth for the center position. Now we're going to have to rely on the rookie, someone who's still recovering, and an oldie. So, in my opinion, it is concerning.
All right.
What do you say?
I completely disagree. I don't know what people are talking about. You've got still Semi-Erden, who's, to me, one of the more reliable rookie centers I've ever seen in a while for the Celtics. You've got Kendrick Perkins coming back. He's looked as though he hasn't missed a single game this year. You've got Shaq, who, yes, has been injured, but he still has been reliable off the bench. I'm not worried at all about the center depth. And even if one of those guys also got injured, or even two of them, you still got Big Baby Davis, who has proven he can come in and be a starter. I am not worried whatsoever, and I am shocked that people are still believing that this team is going to lack in center depth when the playoffs start. All right, let's go on to our third subject of today. The Bruins had a good win over the Stars the other day, and they've looked very good all year. Almost underrated because, the Red Sox have made headlines with their signings. The Patriots have been 14-2, so they've stolen a lot of headlines. And the Celtics are the Celtics. So the Bruins have been almost under the radar. They're 28-15. Do they have any trade deadline needs?
No.
No.
No. This Bruins team is maybe the most balanced Bruins team in the last few years, the last decades.
Really?
Not back to Bobby Orr. You can't really compare him to that, but you can certainly argue that this team is good enough to win the Stanley Cup.
Well, I want to agree with you, but I'm going to disagree with you because any good team can have a need and usually does have a need. I'm going to go, I think a puck-moving defenseman is someone they can use. They've always been lacking.
Seidenberg.
They have Seidenberg, but he hasn't been exactly what they've hoped this year. He's been decent, not great, been injured. And Chara, imagine pairing someone like Thomas Caberlet with them. I mean, the guy, a defenseman of Toronto, he's been one of the most underrated all-star defenseman in hockey, not talked about a lot, even though he does play in Toronto. I think they could really use a guy like him. They've tried to get him over the last several years, and to be honest, why else wouldn't they need him? So let's go on to our fourth subject, shall we? The NFL Defensive Rookie of the Year voting. It wasn't any surprise to a lot of people. Ndamukong Suh, the star defensive tackle for the Lions, won the Rookie of the Year. He had a terrific season. But do you agree with this? Is this the right choice in your mind?
Look at me for a second. Name one person besides Louis Delmas that's besides Ndamukong Suh that's a difference maker on the Lions' defense.
There's not many.
Yes. Ndamukong Suh is an absolute monster, and he definitely deserved it, even after McCourty's year.
All right, well, I disagree. I actually am going to say I think McCourty should have won the Rookie of the Year, and here is why. One, not just his season, the spectacular season he's had. I haven't seen his kind of talent since Asante Samuel was in New England. That's number one. Number two, the fact remains that Devin McCourty had to fill some shoes that nobody thought he could ever fill the way he did. Lee Bodden was out for the year. That was a huge loss, and everyone thought that he was by far their best corner heading into the season. And Devin McCourty had so much pressure on him right from the start on a team like New England. I think he did terrific. He should have been Rookie of the Year. So on to our final subject, Andy Pettitte, the guy, the left-hander who everyone has been hating or loving over the last several years in baseball. He is done. He is retired, and the Yankees have lost one of their best pitchers ever. Is he a Hall of Famer in your mind?
No.
No.
Because Andy
Really?
Pettit, he may have been a great player, but when you admit using HGH and you've gotten into steroid scandals, that's going to scar your resume. The only person, in my opinion, that I ever knew that something like a scandal that didn't affect something they were trying to get to was Cam Newton in the Heisman Trophy after his allegations.
Well, I was going to say he's a Hall of Famer to me, and at least he admitted the steroid use. So that is our 5 quick subjects of On PTE. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. I'm Josh with Nick, and we will see you next time.
Where is everybody? All right. Welcome back to YBA today. Thank you so much, Josh and Nick. And we're going to take a step back and talk more casually. And we're going to talk about our own plans for watching the Super Bowl. Guys, what are your plans?
Well, I'm having some people at my house. My mom made some good food, some chips and dip, chili going, you know, a couple
good.
root beers, kick back and relax. And yes, I realize that sounded bad saying root beers, but I actually mean root beer.
Okay.
Well, you know, I'm going over to my friend's house down the street. Couple families all meeting up, going to watch the Super Bowl together. You know, have some hot dogs and those mini hot dogs in the bun, pigs in a blanket. That's what they're called. And just enjoy the party. You know,
Right.
Should be a great day.
And for those of you who just noticed, we have another guy in the studio here. His name's Jason. Jason, what the heck are you doing for the Super Bowl?
I'm just gonna hang out at my house with my parents and my sister, and we always pick who we think's gonna win the Super Bowl and what's the score. And last year I actually won. I picked New Orleans to win 24-17, and they won 31-17. So we'll see how it goes this year.
Cool. Alex, I know you must have tons of questions on this subject.
Yeah, so what's your guys' favorite Super Bowl tradition to do? Like mine is I have 4 or 5 families come over my house to watch, and we do this thing called squares. I don't know if you know what it is. You take a grid, you cut it up 10 by 10, and you put 0 through 9 on the top and 0 through 9 on the side, and each person picks a square, and then you figure out what the numbers are, and at the end of each quarter, you line up one team's score, like the last digit of one team's score with the last team's the other. You find out where they meet, and whoever's in that square wins money. The only reason I did not go into hiding after Super Bowl 42 is I won all 4 quarters and won $100. But so, what's your favorite Super Bowl tradition?
Well, I don't think we have anything as elaborate as your Super Bowl tradition, but, you know, every year there's 3 families of ours that get together, switch houses every year, and we just, you know, hang out all together, and we know each other really well. We've been friends for a long time now, and just eating some good quality food, watching some commercials, and, you know, when the Patriots are in it, we get much more into it, but, you know, just a great night, you know. Maybe we'll try out your squares tradition this year.
I'll show you how to do it, yeah.
Okay, sure.
Well, I don't know if we exactly have any traditions like you guys over at my house, but just being able to enjoy the game and enjoy those commercials, it's some kind of entertainment, let me tell you.
Oh, yeah.
Mine would definitely be picking the score, because it's really interesting, and it really gets you on the edge of your seat, and sometimes we even end up rooting for against the team that we pick just to get the score. So
I mean, it's just great, I think, how the Super Bowl has become more than a game. It's an American tradition. It's just one night of the year where just the whole country, last year, broke the record for the most viewers by anything ever on TV. And I just think it's so great. I mean, I have my report card coming tomorrow, but I'm not worried about that because I know the Super Bowl's coming up tonight. So, other Super Bowl stuff. What's your guys' favorite Super Bowl snack? Mine, personally, I'm going to go with the classic. You got a little chips and salsa. What about you, Max?
Well, I'm going to go with the pigs in a blanket. You know, I love the chips and salsa. You got to have that on the table. Maybe some cheese to go along with it, you know, some high-quality cheese. But, you know, the pigs in a blanket are so classic. You can eat them plain, dip them in anything, and you can just put a big plate out, and they'll be gone like that. Just delicious.
Jesse?
Oh, shoot. I just go with whatever. My parents always pick out, try and put out some special snacks, all kinds of different treats. So I don't know if I could pick just one favorite. It would be too hard for me, guys.
I have to go with chips and salsa. My mom makes this really awesome fruit salsa. It has, I know it has strawberries, and I think it may have kiwi in it, and yeah, I definitely enjoy that.
Sounds good.
So this year, the Black Eyed Peas doing the halftime show. And in past years, the halftime show has been sort of older bands, older groups. You had Prince, Paul McCartney, Bruce Springsteen. Are you glad? How glad are you they're finally going back to some more modern music? Especially a group like the Black Eyed Peas is they're just great.
Oh yeah, I think it's a great show because they've been wanting to relate to some of the older audience recently with Prince, Tom Petty, and the shows have been somewhat entertaining to see the older guys, but they really haven't been as good because they're older. They've lost some of their voices. But the Black Eyed Peas, in the prime of their career, they can appeal to all audiences, old or young. Everyone can just have a great time. And I think that this Super Bowl halftime show is going to be one of the best.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the Black Eyed Peas will definitely be able to perform, like you say, because they're at the prime of their career. And, like you said, they'll be able to apply to all audiences because it's not like the older generation isn't into modern music or anything like that. And, well, one thing I'm hoping for is that the light show doesn't hurt my eyes like it did last year.
Yeah.
I think it'll really keep the crowd pumped, especially for the Super Bowl. Being in Dallas and it snowing and being icy, I mean, that's almost a fantasy for people down there, and it'll really get Dallas fans or Pittsburgh fans or Green Bay fans really pumped up.
I mean, I got a feeling tonight's going to be a good night.
There you go. There it is. I like
so
that, man.
Max brought this up during the break, and this was a very interesting point. Obviously, the Super Bowl game you don't want to miss. The commercials. Before we get to that, what's your favorite all-time Super Bowl commercial? Mine is a Chevy one where the kids keep walking out of the house, they see the new car, you just hear them say, "Oh," and you see them with a bar of soap in their mouth. What's your favorite Super Bowl commercial of all time?
Oh, it's really hard to pick. I might have to go with some of the Doritos ones from last year, where some of the kids, one specifically where a kid is eating Doritos and his mom's boyfriend comes over and he's looking at her and the kid just looks at him and goes, "Keep your hands off my mama, keep your hands off my Doritos," and everything like that. Some of those are classic. Also, one I enjoyed last year was the Megan Fox one.
Oh, of course.
Where she's in the tub and she sends out a picture and the airways go crazy, and it's just the most popular picture. I thought that was very funny. What about you, Jesse?
Shoot, Alex, I think you took mine. I mean, the one where they go, and then the soap bars, and then I don't know if it's my favorite, but it's definitely my favorite commercial memory because in that entire Super Bowl between the Patriots and the Panthers, me and the whole group I was with to watch that Super Bowl, we understood 2 commercials. We understood the point of 2 commercials.
That was an interesting Super Bowl for me. I got sick at halftime. I went to bed at halftime. I missed half of that. So I only saw half of them. It might have been a better one the second half.
I only understood 2 commercials, and that was one of them, and that's the one that I can remember. I understood that one.
What's your favorite Super Bowl commercial over there?
It's another Doritos one. It was where there was, I think it was at like a funeral, and then it started shaking, and I was like, yeah, all right,
that was great.
Well, the thing about the commercials is all these companies, they think, oh, we'll put up a Super Bowl commercial, everyone will see it, and then it will help our company. Well, that's not what I do. I don't know about you guys. I watch it for a funny commercial, and most of the time, I don't even know what the commercial's for. I just want to laugh. So
I mean, normally commercials, I don't like commercials, but this is the one. Yeah. It's fun to guess. You see at the beginning what's going to happen. It's like, what's this for? Is this a car commercial? No, car rental place? Insurance agent.
Yeah, really.
Caught me off guard. Okay.
Yep. Well, I mean, the only thing is the only one where you can't guess where it is the car commercials because I never have a clue which company it's for. Yeah. I can never tell any of them apart. But with all the other ones, you can remember which one it's for because when you see a Doritos commercial where you see a ninja covered in Doritos, you're going to remember it's a Doritos commercial and you remember the product. Well, I mean, that's the whole point is that you remember the commercial, you remember the product. You see Doritos in a grocery store and you're like, they had a ninja covered in Doritos. Oh, yeah.
Last year being a slow year, and now the economy bouncing back, we'll have some better commercials. And we were talking about Super Bowl commercials. I just feel we have to bring up Mean Joe Green, Hey Kid, Catch. Just give that little recognition. So last thing, before we break off something else, Max brought up during the break, Super Bowl, the game is great. Commercials are great. The halftime show is great. When do you use the bathroom?
When do you use the bathroom? I don't know. That's very interesting. I mean, I guess you have to use it right before the game starts and then hold it all the way through till the end because I can't think of any good time to leave your TV and go to the bathroom. What do you think?
Absolutely. You just gotta hold it and use that willpower, man.
Exactly.
This is a very disturbing way to say that. But That's what you got to do. It's the same method you use for avoiding public restrooms.
Me
You
and
gotta
my
do
brother
that.
were actually talking about this the other day. It's funny you brought it up. And we've been working on a mirror system because